What's up, everybody, and welcome to The Perspective. I am Cassandra, and this is...
I'm Joseph, and to my left, we have our very special guest, our first cousin, Miss Ashley Wise.
Welcome to The Perspective. How does it feel?
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
So, are we going to see your sophisticated side today, or are we going to get the
real Ashley?
The real Ashley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cover your ears. Cover your ears.
It ain't gonna be that bad. It's not gonna be that bad.
So we're going to go ahead and put the disclaimer out here that we are going to may have some things that kids don't need to watch on this episode. So please make sure you have your kids in bed because it's Wind Down Thursday. So make sure you have your great drinks ready. Today I made everybody a drink. What we have mixed together is Clase Azul. And we also have Royale Orange mixed together. So that's what everybody is drinking on tonight. How does your drink taste?
Strong. Very strong, but
Yes.
it's good.
I think I got a few hairs somewhere down here.
Listen, I told you.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little few here as long as they're in the right places.
They falling all wrong right now.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Okay, so today, first what I want to do is talk about what we're going to be, talking about tonight. So our topic tonight is, when do you know it's time to move on? When do you know it's time to move on? But before we get into our own perspective, I want to share a perspective about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So y'all know they've been talking about, firing everybody and bringing a whole new cast. So I feel like it's time for them to move on with a whole new cast. Let's see some fresh faces. What y'all think?
Definitely get rid of Candy.
See, now what you're not gonna do.
That needs to be the first one going.
What you're not gonna do is come for Candy like
Yeah.
that.
Her and her little fuzzy peach need to go on somewhere.
You gonna let her talk about Candy like that?
I'm just listening though. One thing I want to do is make sure we be respectful of our guests, so I'm going to let her have her moment before we dig into her.
Okay.
That was it. That's the only person that can. Her and Drew. Those are the two that they can lose.
So my perspective is that you can't have a show with fresh new faces
Why not?
if these people built the house. For example, Nene was saying that she built that house, which is true. So how does that feel if we're going to have a show with all new faces? Then that means we need to create a new show. We don't need the Real Housewives. Because when you think of Real Housewives of Atlanta, you think of certain people. Candy is one of those people you think of. Nene is one of those people you think of. So when you take all of them out of the equation, is it really Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Why can't it be?
Because they're not.
And I get what you're saying, but I still feel like the viewers would be higher if they just do a switcheroo.
I just think I have to feel like Atlanta is doing a whole lot better than a whole lot of other shows that they are not looking at. You get what I'm saying? Atlanta's been around for 15 years. It's not going to be the same as it was season 1, season 6 because people have grown.
Right.
People are not arguing as much because they're older. So it's all about how do we change the dynamic of showing the positivity and getting people to like that. But right now it seems like people only like the arguing and the fighting. For example, Salt Lake City, they didn't have any arguing or fighting when they came on for their first episode Tuesday night. I don't know if do y'all watch Salt Lake City?
Only other one I watch is Potomac.
Okay, so I watched Salt Lake City, and they had over 1 million views. And they're not normally at 1 million views, but what they did was they brought back one of the people that was the star that they let go, or that she resigned, whatever, allegedly, which is Mary Crosby. They brought her back, made a whole big difference. They didn't have any fighting, fussing, arguing in this first episode, and they had over 1 million views because people was excited to see that person they brought back.
Okay.
And the dynamic was different because one of the stars that are on there, she now is in jail, which is Jen. She went to jail. So everybody was excited. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about the arguing or the fussing. It was just, they was excited to see a familiar face back plus the original cast. And now one of the main cast that started the show is in jail. That's what they want to see.
That makes for good TV. And probably with Atlanta, to me, I feel as though if they bring Phaedra back and Phaedra and Candy talk, if Candy stays,
That's good.
that
TV.
will make for great
That's
TV
good.
and bring Portia back. Because a lot of people was excited seeing Cynthia back.
Mhm.
Get your core people back. Now, Nene come for a spell. She don't have to be there all the time. She can just come in. But yeah, they definitely need Phaedra.
I feel like if they, well, we know from what Candy said that would never happen with them being back together again. But if they were to have, like you said, their core people, Portia, Nene drop in, whatever, Cynthia, that would make a difference. Some of the people that didn't even get a full shot, like for example, Shamari,
And Claudia.
Claudia, those
I don't like
people,
Shamari.
they,
I thought she was good for the show.
yeah, Eva.
Yes.
I didn't like her. Or Kim Fields.
But the Eva that I see, well, I know I can't
Kim
get the Eva.
Fields.
I know I can't get the Eva that plays on what's the show called? With the script.
All the Queensmen.
yeah, now that one would be great.
But
Yeah,
just
she's-
knowing what she's going through with her divorce, knowing that
We would
she's
love to
feminine,
see that.
right?
Yeah,
we
that
would
would
love
be
to see
great.
that. Yeah.
And then it would have been like back and forth because they would have been like, well, Eva divorce was final just like that. And
Right.
King had been trying to get a divorce
She
since
don't
what?
right,
That whichever season that was for
It's been-
COVID.
right. It's been a long time. Then you
Mhm.
think about Cynthia's divorce already finalized.
Already. Right.
Right, but then you think about Nene, husband died. She's real. Her son situation with his drugs and all that. If they was to get all these people back that they had, I feel like that will put the ratings back to where they need to be.
Right.
But I do not agree with bringing in a whole new cast. You just,
I think they could try it though.
I just
You can try it and let
people.
them drop in how they
Yeah.
did
I just-
Cynthia.
I feel like if you bring in a whole new cast, you still gonna, are you gonna have people that people already know? Because if you bring,
Yeah.
okay, think about us. Are we gonna watch people we don't really know? We don't know them people. I ain't watching them. I ain't giving them my view.
But you can have them like friends of, you can have the
Okay, but
old
if they
cast
want-
friends of that person.
But if you're doing a friend of, then that's not a new cast.
No, what I'm saying is have the new cast, like let's just say there's a new cast member,
Mhm.
but her and Candy are friends.
Okay, so we would keep who we have, but bring in more people, more friends.
But they're the older cast would just be friends of the show and not the show.
Yeah, that would work.
Oh, okay, no.
Cause like you can do it like with Monyetta, with her being on there, she's a fresh face in a sense, so she can be there since she's friends with Candy.
Right.
The Courtney girl don't need to stay. But yeah,
Okay, okay. But you know, like I think New York did it. But when New York did it,
They said
they kept like two of the people, brought in new people, and then they put the rest of the people on a different type, a different spinoff of
Okay.
it. So if they're gonna do something like that, then okay, I get it. But you can't get rid of everybody. It gotta be somebody that's there to hold that glue.
So well, I'm not gonna
I was
ask
gonna
you.
say,
Who
you
you would
like
pick
the
to
key.
say?
I can be honest. Let me tell you
Okay.
who I'm gonna pick. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna pick these three people. Okay, automatically Candy, and I'm picking Candy. Let me shut up. I'm picking Candy because Candy is invested in Atlanta. She has the business, she has the friends, she has the followers, like she has the total package. So you can't get rid of her right now. I also would bring in Sheree because Sheree is
Can't stand
the.
Sheree.
I mean, I don't like her either, but she's the OG of it. Like she's the only one.
I'm tired of Chateau.
I mean, if you can't get Nene, then you gotta keep
Got
Sheree.
she in.
And then I also would bring back Drew because Drew has a lot that you could build on right now. She's about to go through a divorce.
She has
We
a great
still
storyline.
ain't found out if she's allegedly gay or not. Her adjusting with all these assistants. Will she have more assistants now that Raph is out the picture? You know, what is Raph gonna be doing now? Like, I feel like she has a lot that we gotta unpack next season.
Okay.
That's why I would definitely keep them three. I feel like Marlo. I feel like Marlo kept up more so drama. I don't think she really brought
She doesn't
that
bring
extra
yeah.
piece.
Mhm.
Like she didn't feel the places of, even though she could never, but she didn't feel the place of Nene or Cynthia or Portia. She didn't feel their places.
She could have stayed where she was at,
She
and it
could've
would have been
stayed.
okay.
Right.
I disagree with both of y'all. Marlo made the show for me.
You think
Candy
so?
always comes for her. Marla is a victim this season.
victim?
Yes. They love bringing up her background and that she don't went to jail. That's that girl past. She's trying to work through that.
But let me ask a question. Did they bring up Marlo's past this season, or did Marlo start at first when Marlo said that she and Courtney Courtney finally helped her expunge her record, and Candy never did that. So did she start it, or did they start it this season?
I think Kenya had said something at the beginning of the season about it, because that'd be their first jab at Marlo, is talking about her record.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's Marlo, like she said, she's trying to get away from that, and like she found love and stuff. So I want to see how that blossoms with Scott, because I'm rooting for them.
Okay.
And I can see now the way she ended, I feel like is the way she should have started. And maybe I would have had more of a love for her
Mhm.
on the show, but she started out kind of rough.
Mhm.
And you know, I'm a Candy fan,
Mhm.
and I just don't like how she came for Candy and
Right.
that whole her nephew passed away, and I get all that, but that's just like my old job. You know, reaching out to me if
Mhm.
somebody dies in my family. I don't expect for them to do that.
Exactly.
Especially like with no food and, you know, flowers. You know, a nice condolences text is fine.
Right,
And
right.
look, all Candy, they showed it back that she did offer her
Right.
condolences.
She even came over to Candy's house. They had a conversation
Mhm.
on the floor about it.
Mhm.
So I don't know what else. I guess she assumed that the level of success Candy had, she should have did more. But then if she's not that person, because not everybody's that person.
That's true.
You know, like, let me give an example. Like, I'm the person that's gonna bring you food. Ashley's the person that's not probably gonna call you. We just not the when
Right.
she's not sentimental. I am. I mean, you get what I'm saying.
She is sentimental.
I mean, she's not that sentimental to where she gonna go out here and buy you a whole platter of food or send you flowers. Now she may send you a text,
That's about it.
but she's not gonna go out here and be that extra person. That's what I'm explaining. Candy is like Ashley. They're not that. They don't wear their hearts like that.
Mhm.
So that's where I think you have to learn who your friends are. Like, for example, she said Sonya did something, whatever, is that person or would do that.
Mhm.
Sonya is that person.
Right.
Candy is not that person.
Right.
She's not cold hearted. She's just closed off.
Yeah.
And then again, you know, she's went through trauma with her brother, so she kind of closed herself. She's numb to death.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, she don't know how. She knows how, but she'd rather not deal with those emotions because it may bring up issues.
And that makes a lot of sense. Now that you say that, I never thought about it like that. That's
Mhm.
a great perspective.
Thank you.
I never thought about it like that. With her losing her brother,
Mhm.
and you know, sometimes after someone dies that's very close to you, you do get that kind of numbness to
Right.
death.
Right.
So I get that.
Right. And you know, I've never experienced it. I hope you don't mind, but you know, you've experienced it. So you're different when someone else died hits differently
Mm-hmm.
after that because you lost a brother.
Mhm.
You lost a dad. That was both of you. You know, that was close to you. You know, I haven't experienced immediate death like that. So it's different.
Right.
And then you know, everybody after that, the effect is going to be different because your heart is kind of like numb.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then when her brother died, she was 17.
Yeah, she was young.
She was young, so she had to really deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't really deal with it. She had to really close it off.
Right. And she probably didn't really grieve how she wanted to
Right.
because, you know, Escape, you know, popped off,
Mm-hmm.
you know, during that time. So when you got stuff going like that
Right.
and you're not stopping and really just
Right.
like thinking about and just, you know, handling your grief
Mm-hmm.
the way you're supposed to, you know, she probably didn't have a chance to really do it how she wanted to because, you know, they first single, it hit
Mm-hmm.
and they went on the road.
Right.
So,
Because I think in a video I saw that she was, that her brother had met with the producer or something to sign them.
mhm.
Like he was the person that was responsible
Yeah,
for
I
their.
saw that in like some
Yeah.
the documentary they did
Right.
a while ago. I think on TV1 or something like that. They did a documentary
Mhm.
about Escape, and she talked about how her brother played a part in
Right.
them meeting up with a producer or manager or someone.
So just that you know when somebody he's done changed her whole life,
Hmm.
you know, and then you lose him, that can change things.
That's a
So
lot.
yeah.
So how do you move on from that? Which brings us to our topic. When do you know it's time to move on?
Well, with that situation, I think she probably, or let me speak for myself. I would bury myself in work, which I could see her did.
Mhm.
You know, you just bury yourself in work,
Mhm.
and eventually work just takes over, and then
Yeah.
by the time you finish working late at night, you sleep.
Right.
You get back up, do it all over again.
Mhm.
So, and eventually you just become numb to everything else. So when you say how do you move on from something, are we talking relationship wise, or are we gonna talk about business wise?
It could be anything.
Okay. So we can let our special guest chime in. What do you think?
With the candy situation?
No,
or
just
with
Just
Personal.
pick
Personal?
your
Mhm.
personal life in any situation, job, relationship, whatever. When do you know it's time to move on?
well, my specialty is with relationships.
Okay.
I always tend to know when to move on. It's when you start losing yourself in a person or don't want to be around that person, it is time to move on.
Jesus, yes.
When that person stops feeding your spirit, stops feeding your soul, it is time to move on.
That's true.
So it's like when you want to choose being out here in these streets instead of going home to be with this person, let me go. So you can't listen to your heart, you can't listen to your mind. You have to physically listen to your gut about when it's time to move on, because your heart is sit here have you thinking, I need to stay with this person. Your mind have you thinking, this person does this good by me all the time, so I need to give him a chance. When you get that feeling in your stomach and you get sick just seeing this person, it's time to go. I've been there time and time again. It was time to go. So yes, definitely.
So for example, you say you've been there time and time again, and you know that it's time to go. Do you let go in order to keep a friendship with that person? Or do you think by the time your stomach starts to turn or you get into a place like that, do you end up hating and resenting them? Like, how do you keep it from getting to that point?
It's most of the times it's always been that I end up resenting them and don't want a friendship at all. So I just walk away with a clean slate. But recent situations have happened and I'm trying to keep an attachment to the friendship.
Mhm.
So it's not to the point where I hate them in a sense. It's just, the relationship isn't where it needs to be at. So, gotta pull away from that and just keep working.
Mhm.
Like, I can't be the only one trying to work with it. So, you gotta back away and just see where it goes.
And that's another thing. So if you are trying to work at the relationship and the other person's not wanting to join you in the process, is that a good time to move on as well?
Very. That is the perfect time because they're showing you who you are. I think Tyler Perry, Medea said it best. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. And I truly believe that people do come in your lives for a season. And when their season is up, you just have to let it go. Because God gonna keep letting you try to pull that person in and keep them around, but he's not gonna let it work. So you can't tell God what you're gonna do with your situation. You just gotta let it go.
Right.
So, yes.
And that's another great point. Because I say for myself, I didn't really know exactly when it was time for me to move on from my previous relationship. But I had to really sit down and, ask God, like, God, is it time for me to, move on from this? And, sometimes you'll get scared because of so many other things in that mix. Like, I had children. And, I grew up in a 2-parent household. And that's what I wanted for my children as well. Not to say that it can't happen, in the near future.
It's not what it is. But yeah.
But I had to ask God, like, when is this a great time for me to move on? And then even after I physically moved on, I had to move on, in my mind and in my soul and my spirit. Because you can physically move out the house and that person is somewhere else. But you're still thinking about that person. You still want to be with that person. And then just like what you just said, when someone shows you who they are, I've seen that person for who they were many, 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 many times. And I ain't believe it until it got too bad. So it was being time for me to move on, from that situation.
You just trying to tell God what you want to do and you wouldn't listen.
That's all. That's it.
So my next question is, when you say that you're moving on, and let's say we get to the point we move on, we agree, we move out, we go our separate ways, are you moving on with, do you have the understanding, or do you, in your mind, are you thinking one day we can come back together, or do you move on to say this is it, we are best off as friends? How do you make that decision? Like, you both have been in situations, how do you make that decision to know this is it, or I'm moving on to take a break, or I'm moving on and you know, just how do you? Okay, go ahead, church lady. Okay, Cassandra. Oh, excuse me, Cassandra.
I knew I didn't want to. Well, I still have to be friendly and friends with this person. Well, I have to. We have to co-parent.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yes.
But yeah, go ahead.
But I moved on with the intention of we're not coming back to the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I didn't think about it in the beginning, but after time passed, I knew like, okay, we can only keep it, you know, on a friendly basis.
Okay.
That's what's healthy for me.
Okay.
Because even when you're in a relationship, you still have to think about, is this, you know, a healthy route for me? Because mentally, you know, relationships can pull everything out of you. It can drain you. So you have to say, like, is this healthy for me to stay single?
Mm-hmm.
Is it healthy for me to go back to that person? So I knew that it was just best for my health, you know, spiritual health, you know, physical health, for me to just stay on a friendly basis because we have children, so we have to, you know, be cordial at least.
Mm-hmm.
So just being cordial, and I mean, just being cordial with that person, it's hard for me not to be friendly. Now, we're not about to be, you know, buddy hanging out without the children. But, you know, we can be friendly when we have to discuss, you know, the children and things like that. But that's mine.
Okay.
Well, for me, my prior situation before this last situation, I knew it was no being friends. I knew once I cut off, I cut off. Like, I don't have to be cordial. I do not have to speak to you. I don't have to see you. You don't even have to talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's harder in this situation because I want this person in my life.
Okay.
But I'm going in looking at it as, okay, we're not going to work out in the beginning, so that way I don't get hurt if it doesn't work out. So I'm looking at it, okay, we can be friends because we've grown a great friendship inside of our relationship. So if it doesn't work out, I will be happy. If it, you know, if we come back together, that'll be great too. But I'm not holding my breath waiting for it to get right at all. No.
Okay.
And you asking us questions, what about you? When do you know it's time to move on?
So,
Or have you ever moved on from somebody that you want to keep holding on to?
well, let me speak from a business standpoint.
Okay.
I think that's something I've struggled with. I think that's the thing that I need to work on. For example, you know, thinking about job-wise, you know, you want to move on, you want to elevate, but then you have a sense of loyalty to the people you work for, especially if it's a job that you love.
Right.
But then you have to think about yourself in the situation also.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I've always struggled with, is just finding the right time to say, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, let me say this, since I've been in education, because the previous me would quit a job in a heartbeat. So I have grown since because like I said, now I love education, I love what I do, but I do find it hard sometimes to make the decision, this is it, you know, I need to move to the next level, because there are many levels that I do want to achieve, but it's all about when is the time, like is there going to be a sign? Or sometimes like I see the sign, like right now I got an opportunity to do something and there's signs there, but it's still like, oh, I don't really want to do it. Because I feel a sense of loyalty
Right.
to where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't even really affect it because I still be partly there, but it's just the point of.
I get it. I've been in a dilemma where I'm like, okay, this is an easy job,
Mm-hmm.
but I need something more, you know?
You become comfortable.
Right.
Right.
And I didn't want to face,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what was coming. Even if it's something that I really wanted, you still get that fear, like, gosh, do I stay comfortable
Mm-hmm.
or do I move on to something that's better? Because I was working in that particular call center for 3 years.
Okay.
Prior to that, I was working in a call center for 3 years. So we're talking about 6 years of doing customer service, and it was easy work, you know. It was easy money. But I knew it was time to move on. One day I got so upset after a call because the customer was just very irate and I just couldn't do it.
Mhm.
I said, this is it. That is it. And even like in the beginning, you know, my mother told me, like, this is just a start. But this is not for you to hold on to for the rest of your life. And she was like, you need, you know, something with great, you know, retirement, great benefits. You need that because you're getting older, you know, children, all that stuff. So you need that. And this job right here does not offer that. So, you know, stay here. It is going to do what it needs to do. But at a certain point, you're going to need to move on. And that's exactly what I did.
Anything you want to add? Okay.
I leave job still yet.
You know, at some point you have to.
I'm gonna get me a sugar daddy or mama, one of them. So no.
But you have to, you know, you have to stay on the job long enough to see yourself grow. And then once you grow, you have to take that, what you learned, to match it with something greater.
Yeah, I do 2 years. It's my max at every job.
I think once you officially are on a job for a certain amount of time, you feel different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been in this space where you was like, okay, I'll quit this job, I'll go find me another job. Like, I've been there. But now, being where I am now, I feel different. You get what I'm saying? It's like something clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, I made it my year anniversary. I made it my 2-year anniversary.
It feels
Like,
so good.
yeah. And then especially when you're doing something that is you love. I think that's the biggest thing. Once you find something that you really love, like I hope what you're doing now, you really love it, to where you may not be at that particular job that long, but you'll be doing that particular work that long. That's not what you want to do?
So what is it that you want to do?
I just told y'all.
What?
I want a sugar.
No,
A date.
no, seriously.
Seriously.
So you
if I
don't
could
want
stay
work?
home every day, if I didn't have to, I would not. That is the God
So
honest truth.
okay, let's go into another topic. Okay. So if you was to stay home and you had a sugar mom and a sugar daddy, what would you do at home?
I would cook and clean and
How
wash
often?
everything. Every day. Didn't Bam tell y'all that? Every day. I would cook and clean.
She wasn't damn then.
Well, Ella, whatever her name was back then. But yes. But no, seriously, I enjoy, teaching my little ones. I just know
That's not you?
it's me, but I don't want to do it forever. Like, I'd rather, take after my big cousin. I want to be able to have my own, so I can tell other people what to do. I don't want to have to work for somebody else to make them rich.
Okay.
You come work for me, and let me pay you this little $7.50 an hour.
Okay.
And, it ain't going to be $7.50. But, get it like that. But, yeah.
Oh, me, big cousin.
Yeah, you.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm about to say, I don't think nobody else
You
runs a
don't
child development center but you.
You're the only one.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, but wait a minute. You still okay? So which one is it now? So you do want to become an entrepreneur,
I do.
but then you also want to have that sugar daddy or sugar mama.
Yeah, so they can fund my business.
Okay, so you smart.
Yeah, very.
Okay,
I get it from the best.
Who the best
I
at?
see that some of these people don't even know that.
Okay. So I get okay. So do you have a time frame where you want to start doing things like that? Because time, life is short.
Time
And
is
I
not
always-
on our side.
Well, they're not giving out money like they used to. So, I gotta keep working and maybe I have to do it for myself. So we'll see. I'm trying by like 35, 40 is at latest. If I don't do it by 40, I'm not gonna do it. I'll just stick with what I'm doing now.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. So you have, it seems like you have your plan A and your plan B.
I do.
Okay.
So your plan A is the sugar mama, sugar daddy.
Well,
Oh, the other way around. So
I'm not gonna, because I don't want them to dangle it over me. I helped you get this, you're not doing this. No.
Okay.
So with the entrepreneur, you want a child development center, or you just want a career that you want something that you're running or something that you own? It don't necessarily have to be a child development center.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be
Okay.
that, because I'm great at a lot of things as far as career wise.
Mhm.
But right now, well, not really right now, for the last few years, that has been where I've been at, child development center, either customer service. But I'm not about to sit here and have these people stressing me out with customer service, so I'd rather be around kids. I'm great with kids. You know, I've had a great teacher from the time I was 5 trying to teach me how to do stuff.
Oh,
So,
thank
you know, yeah, I can do that. You was lucky. You missed out on that.
Well, she was older than us.
I'm not that much older than y'all though.
He would have still had you in there doing time.
I'm 29, so I don't know how old
You are not
are.
29. We're gonna stop these lies.
So I don't know how old you are, but I know.
I had to calculate. You ain't been 29 in what, good 2-3 years?
Mind your business.
Oh, okay.
So for the people out there, I'm 29.
You 49?
I would.
Don't put me up there.
I mean,
If you 49.
So I said 29.
You just said 49.
No, I'm sorry, 29. Let's be technical. 29. My birthday is October 25th. I will turn
So he's 32.
30.
I had to do my calculations. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, I'm the baby.
So
of this
when
bunch.
it comes to, I have another question. So when it comes to making the decisions about your moving on or your next step in life, because all that kind of go together, who do you confide in? Who do you talk to, or do you not talk to anyone? I would just like to know, who do you talk to, or who do you go to, and then how are they steering you in the right direction?
Well, between Miss Cassandra and my mother, those are my two go-to people, because I can't come to you because you will have me doing wrong stuff sometimes. But they love throwing in that one thing that I told my mom I do not want to hear about. Take it to God, baby. Take it to
Got
God.
to.
And sometimes I don't want God, Linda. I want Ann to come out. And I don't want Cassandra sometimes. I need KC. Like, tell me some of the wrong stuff to do so I can do that and then go back and do the good stuff. But those are my two people I talk to, and I will talk to my best friend when they trying to give me Jesus, she'll give me the devil a little bit. So got an equal balance. But most of the time I see how I work through it and try to handle it myself, and then I just call Casey 3 o'clock in the morning and we'll talk about it. You be asleep, so I can't call
Oh
you.
yeah, don't call me.
Nah, but if I need you, you better call and open up the door so I can come in.
Well, see, that week, we was all in a frenzy.
What week?
We had death in the family. So we was all up,
Well, he wasn't.
Oh, he probably
He
wasn't.
was not.
I'm so confused.
Just think about it.
I can put it out here. You can go put it out here. So that's when the initial breakup occurred, when we had death in the family.
Oh,
So yeah, I called
okay.
Casey at 3:17 in the morning and we stayed on the phone.
So we was dealing with death.
Yeah, it was
Death
the
already happened.
It was the day that it happened.
Yeah.
So what was you do? Why would you want to do that during the day?
If you felt the need to disrespect me when my uncle passed, you deserve every disrespect that was going to come to you.
Okay, so let me ask this question: did you ever have a conversation with this person to ask why?
Yes.
And did they give you a why?
Her mental health, and she doesn't think that she's supposed to be with the one person. She thinks she's supposed to be with several people, and she really doesn't know how to love. And it's like I come to realize we all was raised off true love. People that I get with, they're raised off survival. They're loved off survival. So they don't love the same way I love. So I have an overpowering love that tends to push them away. And she's not used to it. Because, for me, I want it my way only. If I see something I don't like, I expect you to change it. She's not about to do that.
So why is it that you want things just your way? At some point in life, do you think that you would ever listen and know that, okay, in order for something to really work, I have to be fit? And you've been married, so maybe you can address this too. Does it have?
I've been married too, sir.
Yeah, you have, but you know what I'm saying. Blame it on the alcohol. So, you get what's like? Do you? I don't forget my damn question.
But to answer your question, because I know where you was going, yes, I can see myself when it comes down to a person making the right decisions. I'll stop thinking, okay, it has to be my way, and I actually listen to them. But she doesn't give great decisions. Like, even the people in her life. If I see you going down a road that's going to cause both of us harm, why am I going to let you keep going and it takes me in the wrong direction as well? If I see the fire, I'm going to try to deter you away from the fire so we don't have to go through it. She want to go through hell, I'm letting her go through hell by herself, and I'm staying heaven. So,
What was the question? So I can answer it. No, I was listening, but when you said I forgot the question, I forgot too.
I think my question was,
You need help?
Mhm.
Would you ever do it to where it's not always your way? Would you listen to the other person
Yeah,
and do it?
because you heard when she said that it's her way, my way. She said all that long blurb, and I was like, she never said that she like it could be 50-50. And I said, because you've been in a marriage,
Right.
and you know, well, I hear things have to be 50-50, so I'm assuming that's the best way for it to go.
It's always great to communicate what you want
Mhm.
and what you don't want.
Mhm.
I think where I failed at
Mhm.
is voicing what I don't want.
Okay.
I voiced a lot of what I did want, not in a way of my way or the highway, but I voiced a lot of, you shouldn't do this or we should do this, but I didn't voice like basically, what I didn't want or what I did want. I didn't voice a lot of that stuff.
So when you didn't voice or did want, did those things start to happen? What you didn't want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's what caused the issue.
A lot of times, yes. There was no a lot of communication when things got bad. It was a lot of something got bad
Mhm.
and we went to bed, woke up the next day like it never happened.
But you didn't talk about it.
Right. So I think that can hurt a relationship.
Yeah.
And, moving forward to, a new relationship, that's one thing I can take with me is that, we have to talk about everything. Even now, I'm being asked, what are some things that you have to have, in your relationship? And I always say, God, communication. And those are the two things I left out of my previous relationship. And first and foremost, I should have never left God out of the equation.
Mhm.
When it got bad, if he wasn't praying with me, then I should have been praying about the situation. And that's one thing that I did not do. And that's one thing that I won't do in the future.
Is there something that you will not take? Like she gave her two things, God and
Communication.
communication. What are, for the viewers, what are two things, you said you've been married,
Mhm.
you're going through a situation now, as you've stated. What are two things, if you all can fix it, because I don't want to say for your next relationship, if you all can
You can
fix
throw
it.
that out there too.
Well, I want to be hopeful because I want, I feel like the person is a good person. I feel like you all just,
We move too fast.
yeah.
And y'all
Well,
come
I
to a place where it's like, we gotta fix it.
Right. And the good thing is you all are acknowledging it now.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope that what I said this before. I don't know if I said it to you, but I might have said it behind your back. But what I hope I said was is that I don't want you all to resent each other.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you all are taking the time to still listen
Yeah.
and take in everything that's still going on and process and everything. So what are two things you hope that you all you need
Mhm.
moving forward?
Definitely a better way of communicating. I'm not an effective communicator. I argue. I don't communicate. And it will possibly have to be actually building a stronger foundation before you get into a relationship. Because I'm quick. If I see you, I like you, you mine. So, it's even with this now, like, let's say we do get stuff together. Granted, we've been in this situation for years. I want to go back to dating.
Okay.
Let's learn each other over again. Those are things.
Okay. So you said your first thing was what now?
Communication, a better way of a more effective way of communicating. Because I
Okay.
argue.
And right, you keep and I don't know if you've been listening to yourself.
Yeah.
But most of the things you keep saying is
I can't speak for the other party. I can only speak for me.
I do, and that's good that you're speaking for yourself. So, but there is a 50-50 problems. It's not just you, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay,
definitely
okay.
it's like they say it's what is cause and reaction.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's what they causes me to react a certain way.
Oh, so you're that type of person.
Yeah.
So
like
if you come to me with something, you better be ready for the reaction.
you know
We
my
all
mother.
like that though, so I don't know why
Yeah.
you're surprised.
No, I'm not like that.
But I'm worse. I
Yeah.
take
You may have a little bit of it, but
He
in
does.
somewhere we're all like that.
So if something happened to you, you got to do a reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
you gonna get what you give.
So is
but
that
more.
in like life too?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm a little more conservative when it comes to church and work.
You see, with
I don't
church, I don't care.
think I would give them, a reaction like I would, react in front of y'all. I have to have a little bit, decorum.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not with me. Yeah, but my
Just
favorite.
anywhere you just gonna react however it come out.
Like, this is my favorite saying, and Mama, when you watch this, I love you. If I would tell my mother about herself, the person who gave birth to me, I do not care about hurting anybody's feelings. She made me that way, and she said she wished she wouldn't have, but I am her child. So yeah, it does not matter. I have told off somebody in church. I have told off somebody at work. It does not matter where I'm at. If you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you. But I'm a work in progress. We had this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I done turned another year older. Do not say the age. So I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm. We just need a little.
So when you turn 30,
Wait a minute.
You, oh, I'm sorry.
You just saying. Then no, I'm not editing this out.
So when you turned your age, you felt like you started to mature a little bit.
I'm not even gonna say that, but it wasn't even really when I turned 30. It was like leading up to the months to it. I've always had somebody in my ear telling me, I need to stop saying what's the first thing that comes to my mind. I need to start listening.
Yeah.
But y'all know my mother.
Right. But
Don't blame her.
you can't blame
I can
her.
blame my dad.
He's in it. But it's not really a blame on her. That's just how she raised me. And seeing a lot of stuff that she went through got me to be this type of person that I am now. Like, I saw a lot at a young age, being in the situation that we were in. Not gonna tell her business, but y'all know. So it made me be the way that I am. I'm real aggressive. I'm real no BS type of person.
But do you do know that you don't have to be that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I can find somebody that is worthy of my sensitive and feminine side, I will be more than happy to turn from Big Ash to Little Ashley and let them guide. But nobody has done that yet.
Well, I hope you find that person. I
Yeah.
feel like everyone deserves that person. So I hope. I'm gonna say that there's a person out there for everyone.
Yes.
It's just all about sometimes taking the time. It may not be the person that looks the best, or it may not be the person that comes to you knowing everything. Sometimes you have to, I hate to say it like this, but you gotta kind of train each other
Mhm.
to be for each other. Nobody's gonna come to you already made.
That's true.
So that means you have to put aside.
Well, I beg to differ about what you just said.
You think the person comes to you already made?
This is what I've been praying for. Okay. God knows exactly the type of man that I need.
Okay.
So I don't believe that I could pray for the type of man that I need,
Right.
and then him come to me and I got to work on him.
Right.
I need you to already be with it.
But no.
Yeah, no,
Okay, wait a minute. Let me explain myself. So
You don't want the person to be. You want to work the person.
I'm not going to appreciate you as much as you come to me perfect.
I'm not.
still
No.
good.
I don't mean perfect.
well, nobody can come to you perfect.
Well,
Nobody
being
is perfect.
trained or being good. I don't want you to check all my boxes when I first get you.
I don't
because
need to check the main box.
yeah, that's it.
I don't think anybody can check all your boxes.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
think so either.
Nobody, like, you can pray for this person, but again, this person cannot already be the ideal person.
Yeah.
They don't. That means
I mean,
that.
it depends.
I'm gonna walk over you if
How?
you come to me being the ideal
Okay,
person.
so I don't. When I say this, like I just said, you have to check off at least a few boxes
Mhm.
for me to even, indulge in a conversation about a relationship.
Mhm.
We may can go out on a date, I get a free meal out of it or something, but
Not a free meal. They gonna want something for that free meal.
Okay,
that's a joke.
free.
That's just hey, look.
You ain't laugh, so I don't know.
What I'm saying is, at least my main things that I need you to check that off. I do know everybody is a work in progress, and I do know everybody, has something that they need to work on.
Mhm.
But let's just say if let's say if I want the person to be, have a career or a great job, I don't expect for that person to come to me unemployed.
Okay.
That's what I mean by
Okay.
I need you to already be.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Yeah, now that you can do. Send me somebody with a job, not somebody unemployed. Yes,
Right.
you can't say something, God, send me somebody that has a job that make this much money, that does this, that does this, that
No,
does this.
I need to be specific.
just-
You can't
Yeah,
just
she
have
gotta
a
be
job.
specific.
You can't be working at a McDonald's and, you know,
But what's wrong with somebody that works at McDonald's?
if you are running McDonald's, yes, but not if you are behind the counter in the
What's
drive-thru.
wrong with that though?
That's not for me.
That's not- okay.
No, that's not for me. You got to think about it. I done been down this road already.
That's how you miss out on your blessings.
Listen, I understand what you're saying, but God would give me the. My aunt was talking about that. She was saying God would give you the desires of your heart, and my desire is not to be with someone who does not know where they're going career wise. I'm at where I'm at.
So what happens if, okay, now if this person's at McDonald's and they're working there, they can be in school studying to be somebody you want. But again, you gotta give this person the chance. Like, and the reason why I say this is because, for example, look at me. I didn't have anything. I worked at the chicken house. I worked at the Walmart, all of that.
Yes,
I've done all
Lord
that.
Jesus.
But now I ain't going back. But I've been there, but somebody had to take the time for me. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. I just feel like I'm so beyond that.
okay, because of the age you're at.
The age that I'm at,
Okay.
and if you're at the age or beyond
Mm-hmm.
that I'm at, then no, you don't need to be working at McDonald's. Unless you're,
Okay.
now you could be the general manager, you can
Mhm.
own the McDonald's, that's fine, but no.
Okay. Now, do you feel the same way?
No, because some people fall short.
Yeah.
I'd rather you can have a job,
Mm-hmm.
long as you're working to not stay in your position. Again,
Right.
I don't want somebody. I was making some money. They was a shift supervisor at a fast food restaurant. I stuck with that person, and I
when
did in a better position.
they was working at the shift fast food restaurant.
Yes.
You was doing what?
I was a lead teacher at the time, making good money.
Okay.
So we was not
Shift
there.
supervisor's not bad.
They wasn't making no money. Mm-mm. They were not making any money. But again, as long as you're doing something to elevate yourself, they started going to school.
Okay.
They didn't want to be stuck in that situation. They knew that they could not continue to live their life nor support me where they were at. So you telling me and you showing me that you want more from out of your life, I'm going to rock with you. I'm stick with you. You need me to pay this bill this month? I got you. You need to keep doing
I've
what you
done
doing.
that. But see, I've done that already.
I have as
and
well.
and that has brought a lot of pain. And see, if I've already done that, I don't want to do that again.
Okay.
I don't. So that's why I'm saying you have to be pretty much where I'm at. You don't have to be, work, like I said, you can work at McDonald's, but you just got to be the GM or you got to own it.
Mhm.
That's it.
Now, what they do? They have to have. Could they have kids and stuff too?
hmm
Okay.
You can have kids, you cannot have kids, but if you don't have kids, you just got to know
That you have.
that I'm locked.
So now, if they live with their mamas, that's a problem too.
Yeah. Well, it all depends on the situation, though.
Okay.
It depends on the situation. Why are you shaking your head? But it just depends on the situation. I'm just saying. Okay, so if you live with your mother, I need to know why you living with your mom. Why are you living with your mom? Is it because you just fell off and you trying to, get yourself back together?
But that's not going to matter to you from what you're saying. If they fell off, you want them to be there. You want them to be where you're at.
But what I'm saying is they fell off, but they're in the middle of getting themselves together, and they could have the job that that I would like for them to have and still live with their mama. But I just need to know why. Now, if you live with her and you still depending on her, then that's a problem. Because why are you 30, 40, living with your mama and depending on her? I don't think nobody wants that. Because now it's like, shoot, I already got 3 kids, now I got to take care of you. I don't want to do that. Mm-mm.
Well, Joseph,
Mhm.
would you date somebody that was working at Chicken Farm,
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's,
Mhm.
and not a shift supervisor or a manager, just they live in burgers.
Yeah.
If they stay with their mama, but
Mhm.
again, like you said, they going to school, they trying to be better.
Yeah. I mean, long as I can see the potential.
Okay, because you will help them start up a business.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I got it back.
Help them.
I can't be with potential. Mm-mm. Now, if you're, let's say, you're in the job that you want, right? And you say, okay, well, my next step is to do X, Y, Z. Okay, you got a next step. You got goals or whatever. But don't be at McDonald's working and have no goals. I'm just saying, if you 35, right, and you're the one in the back flipping burgers or you running the counter, okay, so what's next? What we doing? We just gonna be here till we 50? Like what?
So definitely for you viewers out there, we would love for you to chime in to the bottom and let us know your perspective on this particular topic. Will you, will you give someone a chance that is working, trying to build themselves up? Or do you think that they need to come to you already established?
Why are you looking at me
I
like that?
want to see a beautiful face. That's all.
It's nothing wrong for wanting somebody that's already
No.
established.
Again, this is why we call the show The Perspective, because you're giving your perspective on what you want. Nobody else can tell you what you want and what your heart wants and what your heart desires. And we haven't been through your situation to know, what you've already been through. So again, I don't, that's, everybody has their own point.
True.
Yeah.
And, I guess for me with that topic, I've been with somebody that has had the money and had all the resources to do everything, and they still get treated me like a dog. And the person that was just, a shift supervisor, they treated me like I was heaven on earth. So, it's all about balance. You can come to me being a total package and still get treated me and the person who's trying to get up can be treating me the best that there ever was. So that's how I look at it.
But it's not always like that though.
From
You
my-
can be
That's
established.
my perspective.
You can be established and still, treat your woman or man like a queen or king. You don't have to be trying to climb. Well, everybody's trying to climb, in my opinion, but you don't have to be trying to climb and roll out the red carpet. But just in my situation, and what I want and what I feel like I need, you just have to come established. And and it's not like you have to be, established. It's just that you just
Have to have somewhere. You're going
yes, right.
somewhere. You don't want them to retire from McDonald's. You want them to be going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Want to elevate that career ladder at McDonald's. Okay. So it's time for us to play a game.
Okay. Gosh, I'm
So
scared.
we're gonna take a few minutes and we're gonna think about. We're gonna play the game. Would you rather? So everybody's gonna get this opportunity to ask someone here. Would you rather this or that? That's why you have a few minutes to think about it. So you have a few minutes to think about it. Would you rather?
Would I rather?
Let me go last since I'm a guest.
Since you the guest, you should
Yeah,
go
no,
first.
no.
You're asking us.
Oh, yeah. Let me go last with asking y'all. My mind ain't thinking right for me to ask no questions. This is some strong alcohol.
Okay, so I'll go first, so I can ask both of you the same question.
That's not fair.
Okay, I'll just choose one person. Okay, so we're gonna do Ashley since she's our special guest. So Ashley, would you rather, and you gotta tell me why, would you rather have sex on the beach or
These my type of
in a
questions.
parking lot?
Oh my God.
Definitely in a parking lot.
Why?
The thrill of getting caught, and I like being watched. So yes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Mama, I'm sorry. Because I know you're going to watch. I'm sorry.
Me too, Mama. That had nothing to do with me.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, aunties.
Ooh, I'm so glad you ain't asked me that.
Oh, I still got my question.
Oh my
Casey, you
no. No, you said you wasn't gonna ask us both. You said we're asking one person.
No, it's your turn to ask the question.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What do I want to ask?
And then who's your person? I feel like all the questions should go to you since you're our guest, but
I guess.
Why you didn't prepare me for this game so I could have wrote stuff down? You only gave me a few minutes.
You're supposed to think off the fly.
yeah,
Because I have my question, and I'm not going.
that's the best type of question.
Okay, let's see. All right. Joey or
Okay.
Joseph. Would you rather spend 24 hours in a cemetery or spend 24 hours in a morgue?
Oh.
Even though it's the same but different.
Right, okay. So I think I will spend 24 hours in the cemetery.
Why?
Cause the cemetery already got the people in the ground. More,
So they ain't coming up.
They might. Somebody might be buried
the
alive.
more people still got breath and stuff and might.
Wow, they did too.
Well, when do they take their final breath?
Before they hit the morgue.
I don't know. Somebody
Before
might
they
have
hit the morgue?
Usually, yeah.
Oh.
But you know, they may still have that last
Yeah.
little.
Yeah,
they could let
yeah.
out some gas stuff in there. Yeah.
And then they ain't. See, the people in the cemetery done been down there for a while. The people in the morgue just got there. They might not even be dead yet. So, yeah, cemetery.
Okay.
That's it.
You ready?
No.
This is for, well, I'll just keep this with Casey.
Okay.
So, Cassandra, would you rather spend the rest of your life with someone with a little penis
Oh my girl.
that cannot have sex? Or somebody with a big penis that knows what to do with it, but they hurt you every time you have sex?
Oh my god.
You may.
I'll take the Vienna sausage.
And why is that?
Because it's not all about sex. It's about feeding your mind, you know, the energy, feeding your spirit. It's not all about sex.
Okay.
Okay.
You're not off the hook.
My turn.
I'm coming back to you though. I had a question for both of y'all.
No, you don't get two questions
See?
in one.
That's just
So, Casey, my question to you.
Like I'm in a hot seat.
Would you choose money or happiness with someone?
horrible.
What is
That was a hard one.
It really is. I'll choose happiness.
Okay.
Because
Why?
money is not everything. And then happiness, we can be happy together and figure out how we can get to that point financially where we're not stressing.
Mhm.
I think the happiness will overpower, you know, the happiness would, what am I trying to say? The happiness would take over to the point where we're not that much worried about money, but we want to get to a point where, you know, we're stable.
Okay. Okay.
Sure.
Casey?
Jesus.
This one called me.
I should have been looking on my phone while I was waiting. That's a good question. Let's see, who can I ask?
Go back with your way.
Why? See, I feel like you need certain type of questions, and then I can ask Joey certain type of questions.
You can ask me anything. I'm an open book.
Okay.
I know you an open book, but you know,
I can keep it PG for the viewers. You go ahead.
now you was the one that started it with the R-rated stuff.
Yeah, that was Joey.
You.
Okay.
Then ask me.
I honestly don't have it. Come back to me. Let me look up.
Okay, go ahead, Ashley.
So this question will be for you.
Okay.
So let me see. Let's see. Do you consider yourself to be a dominant person in a relationship as well as in the bedroom? Why or why not?
That's great.
I feel like I have moments.
Okay.
Moments. Sometimes I don't want to be. Sometimes I do want to be. So I feel like, yeah.
I would accept that answer.
Because I feel like we all have moments, don't we? We all don't have moments. You want to be totally dominant. So you want to be totally in control all the time.
All the time, but every aspect of every day.
That's like me coming home deciding what I want to eat for dinner. I don't want to always make that decision.
Me either. Gosh. And I have to be that person.
Right. I don't want to make that decision.
I'm trying to let go of my reins. I'm trying.
Yeah. I just can't.
One day.
Hmm.
One day.
Okay, I got one. Ashley, would you rather have another 10 years with your partner or a one-night stand with your celebrity crush?
Well, I no longer like my celebrity crush anymore, so it would definitely be 10 years with my current partner.
Who's your celebrity crush?
It was the Brett. She broke my heart when she got married and had a baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can see that.
What you mean? You can see that?
No, being your celebrity crush.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I would take the 10 years any day anyway.
Okay.
I want my person to remain my person.
Oh, that's nice.
My last questions, last round of questions. So my last question goes back to our special guest today, Ashley. If you had to choose 5 family members.
Uh-uh.
I haven't even finished. If you had to choose 5 family members to be stranded on an island with, who would be your 5 family members? And you have to tell me what resources would each family member, like, okay, you know, you're choosing your tribe. What resource would each person be good for?
Oh, well, Lord have mercy. None of y'all really gonna be good resources. Well, I take it back. I will take it back. My very first person is going to be Kevin.
Okay, and what resource would he need for?
He can live in any circumstances, so I am taking him with me. He's gonna make sure I'm straight.
Okay.
Ooh, it will probably be you because you're not gonna stay deserted for a long period of time. You're gonna find us a way to get up out of there.
That is true.
Casey, because she's gonna bring Jesus with her.
I am.
So that's 3 people. Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Wasn't this a great question?
It was.
A great question.
It was. Lord have mercy. I don't know who these other 2 are. I can't bring my mama because she can't run, so she's gonna stay where she at.
She's gonna be having all types of comments.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it's 5. I think it would literally just be all 3.
No, you have to choose 5.
Oh,
so
Lord.
you gotta figure out who the other 2 people is and why.
Let's see. Lord, this time I should know my family better. I can do Derek. Only considering the fact you and him, y'all not gonna stay stranded long, and y'all know
Y'all gonna figure that thing out.
Matter of fact, bam, my other person, Tim. Between you, Tim, and Derek, y'all gonna get us up out of there. So we're not gonna be there long. Y'all know people in high places. So while Casey praying, Kevin trying to get us shelter, I'm panicking. Y'all gonna have it figured out. So bam, that is it.
So wait a minute.
I'm gonna use y'all.
No, you said you gonna be panicking
I'm gonna be
while we working.
Yeah.
She talking to God.
She's talking to God.
Kevin building.
Kevin building.
Me, Tim, and Derek are talking to the universe.
Yeah,
Figuring it out. Y'all figuring out how
And
we
you
gonna-
just panic.
I don't do good in situations like that. I do not like being outdoors and you telling me I'm stranded. And then I don't have my mama. Because I can't have her here with me.
Why?
Who gonna pick her up? If that can't get stuck in that grate, then that's saying who gonna pick her up? I'm not. Mama, you gonna stay here till somebody come save us.
But see, you should have brought your mama. Then you could have utilized Kevin to help your mama.
You gonna have her cigarettes and Mountain Dew on this?
Let's move on.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Let's move on.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Let's move on.
I love you, Mama.
Love you, Auntie.
Jody.
That was all Ashley. I would have brought you.
Just be ready to sit in the bed.
All right.
Who is on?
You.
It's going to
Okay.
you. Would you rather lose your sight or your memories?
Oh my God. I would have to say my memories. Because I feel like I can make new memories. But I can't make new sight.
Speaking of Jesus, this is gonna be a good question.
Oh, Lord.
If a person offers you $1 billion to give up your relationship with God, knowing that this money will help you in whatever financial situation you're in now, would you give up your relationship with God for this money?
Nope.
Why not?
Let me tell you something. Nothing is worth giving up my relationship with God. When I feel like I'm about to lose my sanity, I go to God, I get right back on it. Even if for 10 minutes I'm balled out on the floor crying. Even through my struggles right now, there are times where I have good moments because I pray for those good moments. I seek God in those good moments. It's not, I've been to a point where, I backslid and was like, God ain't helping me, so I'm going to do what I want to do. And all I did was find myself in a rut. But when I decided to say, okay, God, I know I can't depend on nobody but you, my life changed. Now, yes, we're going to have hard times because he talks about having, you know, difficult times. So that's expected. But I would never, never give up my relationship with God for nothing.
Okay. Well, I thank all of you for tuning in to us today. I thank our special guest, Miss Ashley, for spending some time with us. Hopefully we didn't do anything too out there, but it only gets better. So any last thoughts, any last thing you want to say before we chime out of here?
I just appreciate y'all having me on. Hopefully I will get invited again, and I promise to be more toned down next time a little bit.
No, you said good.
Thank you. I tried.
All right, y'all. So y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, share it. And once you subscribe, go ahead and hit that bell so you know when we drop the next episode. And thank y'all for tuning in to The Perspective. I'm Cassandra, and that's...
I'm Joseph.